Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So we actually got an official trailer that just released. I'm super excited to talk about this. A lot of new footage in here, so obviously we're going to break it down. So if you are new to the channel and you do want more Walking Dead content just like this, then make sure to hit subscribe down below. There's so much here to talk about. I mean, there's so many shots here. Like this shot literally right here of, you can see this is Rick's death, or Rick as a zombie, I guess, from the comic, because they're in the final season. So this is some artwork from that they just kind of have on here. I mean, they've done this a lot in the past, which is cool, but there's a lot here in the trailer. And I mean, there is a lot for the final season. And it looks like things are kind of, I would say, going in the direction that a lot of us thought, but there's a few things that I actually do wonder if they're going to be stretched out a little bit. I wonder if there's going to be some new stuff here, because there's a lot of new scenes here from episode 9 and episode 10, all that. So let's just jump into this. Obviously, the big cliffhanger that we were on was that the fireworks were set off at Meridian, and so everyone is sort of in danger. And you see a lot of shots of that here in the trailer. You see shots of that going off, and Leah is just kind of looking at the reaction of everything here. You also get this shot here of Maggie, and it looks like she's going to dodge it. I mean, this literally looks like it's going to be part of the opening minutes because it's a nighttime shot. You see Maggie running here. You see some of the fireworks actually hitting in the back there. There's actually a shot that I will get to right away because I'm kind of just going through the trailer, but I think it kind of hints potentially at someone being very wounded. I mean, it could hint at their death, but I think it's kind of unlikely at this point. We have this shot here of Daryl, and Daryl is obviously at this point talking to Leah, and he's just saying, hey, look, it's me. I want to talk this out. Because I think the way the battle is going to go is obviously they've locked the gates to Meridian, and I think Meridian's a lot bigger than we're thinking. And I think what's going to happen is that obviously when those fireworks go off, everyone's going to scatter, and I think everyone's going to hide. I think at that point, Daryl's going to want to try and like work things out. And I think it'll have been several hours. They're all kind of hiding out, and that's why we get a shot like this from Daryl. Now, when you continue on here a little bit more, you do see another shot of Maggie. And again, I'm just kind of going through all the new footage. They show a lot of stuff that we already saw, a lot of stuff from episode 8 actually, and 7. So I'm kind of skipping over that. It's like a 50-second to a minute teaser that I'm looking at here. The Walking Dead posted it on their YouTube channel. So if you didn't see it, I mean, it's there. It's the full thing is there. But we see Maggie. She's kind of peeking through this thing. Negan's there as well. Negan looks like he's been wounded a little bit, and obviously that is likely from that's like shrapnel or whatever. Usually their shots are dark, but whenever it's dark, it's usually a little more blue. This is more gray, which I find a little weird. We have this shot here, and this is the one I was talking about. We see a blast go off. I'm pretty sure the person inside or wearing the Whisperer mask is Elijah, right? I believe that is Elijah, and the blast is going off right in front of him, and it looks like he gets wounded. He kind of reacts to it. At least in the scene here, he reacts to the blast. Now, that could be due to the fireworks that went off, or it could be due to the fact that the grenade went off in episode 8, so that's kind of interesting. It's cool to see how they would shoot stuff like this, like they just have the effect on the ground already. We have this shot here of Aaron, and there's a shot that later on that connects to this, and I believe he's reacting to a walker here. I believe the house that they're in is flooding from the rain, and so he's trying to stop it, and then he sees a walker, and I think the walker actually takes him underneath the water, which is kind of insane. And then we get this shot here of Gabriel. This looks like it's Alexandria. To me, it looks like Alexandria, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's still at Meridian, right? Like, I don't know. My guess is it would still be Meridian, because I don't know if they would want to spoil right away that Gabriel made it out alive, right? So I'm assuming this is Meridian here. But then we get this shot here of Maggie running down this hallway here. And this is really interesting, because obviously she's running away from the Reapers at this point. And it looks like there's going to be some type of showdown between a lot of the Reapers, and it's more specifically led by Carver. We do have that shot of Carver, right? He's in this hallway. He's like walking towards something. I thought he was walking towards Leah. It is very possible that he's noticing something, and so he's walking towards Maggie. There's a shot coming up right away that we'll get into, though. A really cool shot here of all the rain. Obviously, now it's morning. Walkers are through. We do see Carol here. I believe that's Jerry and Kelly there, I believe, in front of her. But yeah, this is during the day. This is likely going to be towards the end of episode 9, and when I think Daryl and all of them are going to make it back. Because of Jerry's outfit, I think the way it's going to go is they're all going to make it back, and I think we're going to get the reunion with Daryl and Connie. It's going to be all emotional and stuff like that. But the next day is when Jerry's going to react to the Commonwealth, because he's wearing a whiter shirt when the Commonwealth actually arrived to Alexandria. And I believe at this rate, it could be episode 10. It seems like they're sort of extending the Reaper arc a little bit here into episode 9, and they're going to wrap up a lot of that And then we're going to see the Commonwealth actually arrive to Alexandria at the end of episode 10 or at some point in episode 10, which is a little bit longer than normal. But, you know, I think they want to kind of service the last of this arc here. And I think it makes sense because there's a lot to get through still, right? You still got to kind of wrap up the Reaper arc there with Leah and Carver. You still have to sort of react to Eldon's death, or at least I'm assuming Eldon's going to die. And then you have to get back there. You have to have the Daryl and Connie reunion. You also got to deal with all the stuff in Alexandria. Like, there's kind of a lot of stuff to deal with there. And I think a lot of it is going to be dealt with in episode 9. And then in 10 is going to be more of their trip back. And then we're going to see some stuff or whatever. And then they'll make it back. And then that's when the Commonwealth show up, sort of thing. That's kind of my prediction, is a lot of stuff that we're wanting to see is going to happen in episodes 9 and 10. But then we get this shot here of Negan. And yeah, this is Negan fighting Carver, which is really cool. Like, this is, I mean, honestly, I don't know how he stands a chance. He must have just came out of nowhere. He must have just like snuck up on Carver, because Carver is supposed to be like this trained assassin. And I will say that's sort of one of my complaints about the group. But then again, I'm not going to go there yet because they haven't really done it yet. You know, like, I still think the Reapers are very threatening. There's been nothing that has happened lately that has made the Reapers less threatening, besides not wearing the mask, right? That's sort of the issue. Is like, as soon as we get to see their face and start to know the characters, all of a sudden they don't need masks anymore. I don't really get that. That should be sort of a code that they follow. You take that mask off, you're not a Reaper, you're not one of us, right? Like, I don't understand why they didn't do that. That's kind of I mean, it happened a lot with Alpha as well. Like, as soon as Alpha took that mask off and we saw her, she stopped wearing it quite a bit. I mean, they would put it on her here and there, but she stopped wearing it a lot. Beta was the only one where it was like, yeah, clearly he had to wear the mask, right? That's a part of the character, which is why a lot of fans really love that character, right? But we have a shot here of Negan and Carver, and this is where I'm a little worried a bit. Like, I don't want Negan to be able to stand his own with this guy, because he shouldn't be able to, right? This guy's like a trained assassin. He should be able to take on Negan. So I hope it goes that way. And then somehow Negan is rescued. Like, obviously there has to be something that happens here, but Leah and a few other Reapers outside, and I believe this is Daryl here. And I believe what Daryl is just saying to them is basically, you know, like, you fought to survive for this long and now you just want to kill everyone. And Leah says something like, I mean, the thing is, the dialogue's kind of cut up here, so I don't know if it's actually her response to Daryl, but Leah says something like, well, you know, like, that's something that we have to do. Or something like that anyways. I can't remember. I'm paraphrasing. But I believe that's heavily edited anyways. I don't think that's the actual conversation right there. But I believe this is a showdown between Leah and Daryl. And I mean, considering Leah doesn't make it back, I think Leah probably dies here. And I think it would suck. Honestly, I think it would really suck. But I mean, what else do you do, right? Like, what else do you do with the character? Like, if Leah's not in Alexandria later, if they're going to the Commonwealth and we see Daryl over there, then, like, what's next for her? Is she just going to be out there? They're just going to leave her alone? And maybe that's her ending. Maybe she just sort of runs away and then Daryl can meet her again in the spinoff. I think that's also possible, but yeah, I mean, as of now, this looks like it's going to be her final episode for sure. We then have this shot of Aaron and this walker, like I was talking about before. The walker takes him underwater, which is going to be really cool. And then we get the Commonwealth showing up at the end. Jerry reacts to them and is like, oh, there's something coming over here or whatever. And yeah, I'm definitely really excited for episode 9. There's going to be a lot that we can talk about from that trailer and from the last whatever, but I'll focus on that tomorrow and whatnot. Today, I did a lot of editing, a lot of working on the intro and the outro. If you might notice that for the next couple of videos anyways, I'm not going to really have an intro or an outro, so that'll be worked on soon. So yeah, anyways, make sure to post your thoughts down below on the trailer and all that. And yeah, intros just take a long time to work on, at least this one here that I'm working on, because I'm working on doing a lot of different aspects. I have sort of the foundation of it already finished. It's just that, you know, I could just put that out there. And usually before, I kind of would have did that. I never would have put too much effort into it. But I really want to make this the intro that I stick with for a very long time. So it's something that I'm working on, and it's going to take a long time. But probably a few more days, we'll see. You know, I've already put about, I'd say 4 or 5, 6 hours into it, which is a long time because it's only like a 10-second clip. So like, you know, it'll need a few more days, probably still another like 20 hours, I would say, to work on it. There's still a lot of things I got to do to get it done. And then I also got to work on the outro, so I'm going to redo that as well. And then, yeah, that's just kind of, it's exciting and it's fun, so I'll get that done. And then, holy shit, I didn't mean for that to rhyme. But anyways, yeah, post your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Make sure to be a subscriber if you want to get all my Walking Dead content all season long. And I'll see you guys in the next one.